Bismarck's only station for today's hottest music, Hot 97.5. What's going on, Joey D? Hanging out in the studio. So finally glad that I got a couple minutes with this guy. You've heard the smash song on Hot, Castaway. I finally got time with the man behind it. Santa Clara, how you doing today, man?
Good, Joey. How you doing?
It's a beautiful day. Amazing track, and there's actually two versions of it out there, and we're playing the one where you feature fellow label mate Alo on it. What was it like working with him and building that version of Castaway?
It was a lot of fun, actually. Yeah, it was last summer. He flew out to Victoria, and so we were just doing some writing, and that song just kind of came together. Like, I think the initial idea came the first day when we were together in the studio. I took it home that night, and pretty much by the next day, it was done, which is rare with songs. A lot of times you write and you rewrite, or you write a bunch of bad songs, but that one actually came together really naturally and really quickly, which was nice. You're
back in the studio. You're telling me you're back in the studio now. You're working on some new project. What can we look forward to coming out of the studio in Victoria?
Well, we're looking to have an album out for the end of summer, early fall, and then we'll have a new single to follow up at that time. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's I've just put out an EP before, so this is the first full album that I've done with Prodigy, and it's definitely some of my favorite stuff I've ever done. So I just can't wait to share it with everyone.
Very cool. So I hear a lot of different influences in your music, and there's definitely kind of an electro feel and a layback feel. Like, what do you see your influences being? Like, who and what inspires you to do what you do?
Well, it's anything and everything. When I first started, I was definitely more of a rock guy, and so Santa Clara was definitely more just a pop rock kind of sound. And I had influences from anything from Collective Soul to Third Eye Blind. And then as I just kept on going, I'm always soaking in music, and I love electronic music, and so I've started incorporating that a lot more in my sound now, and it just really worked well with the kind of pop rock thing that I was doing before. I
ask everybody this, and I get a lot of different answers. So what's your favorite thing to do? Would it be staying in the studio and getting work done in there and producing it, or finally getting out and doing a live show and getting in front of people and showing them what you're doing?
Honestly, for me, I have to have both. I couldn't do one without the other. I couldn't be just in the studio, and I couldn't be just on the road. For me, being back in the studio is, the creative time where you kind of get to just pull everything in, pull all your emotions in, everything that you've been going through lately, and you just get to kind of focus on, life and thinking about where you're at. But when you're out on the road, it's crazy, and you're so busy, half the time you don't know where you are, and it's fun, but a lot of times you just need to get back to that quiet, creative place. Otherwise, I would just go crazy either way. If I was just in the studio or just on the road, I need to have both to balance me out.
If you could choose one artist that you would love to sit down and work with in the studio, who would you choose to work with?
For me, it would be Ryan Tedder. I love how that guy writes. I love his melodies, for sure.
So his new track, Castaway, go get it. It's on iTunes. You can't not go get it. It's right there. Santa Clara, thank you so much for taking time to speak with us today.
Oh, no problem. Thanks a lot for having me.